Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Avionics Tech Channel.
The very first aircraft carrier was commissioned by the British Royal Navy in 1918. It's followed closely behind with the USS Langley, which it introduced in 1922. Today, these mobile air bases are among the largest ships in the world. Some of them measure more than 1,100 feet in length, carry up to 100 aircraft and more than 5,000 personnel. With an aircraft carrier in its fleet, any country can exercise incredible military power almost anywhere in the world. Over the years, militaries around the world have experimented with launching different sizes of planes, from bombers to spy planes, to cargo aircraft. Operating larger planes from an aircraft carrier would confer an incredible strategic advantage on the country that could figure out how to do it.
However, this proved problematic given the fact that most aircraft carriers have launch areas that are under 300 feet long. Things though catapults are used to assist in helping the aircraft reach takeoff speeds. Larger and heavier planes are more at risk of failing during launch. In the US, the largest and heaviest plane to ever use an aircraft carrier was a C-130 Hercules.
Success of the 1963 trials, it was eventually deemed too risky to have the C-130 operate from an aircraft carrier on a regular basis. There have always been challenges and risks associated with operating planes from aircraft carriers. In the early days of carrier operation, planes would frequently be lost due to stormy conditions, high winds, or mechanical failures. During the Doolittle raid of 1942, a group of 16 B-25 bombers was launched from the deck of the USS Hornet. This was very impressive at the time, as B-25s were much larger than the fighter aircraft typically used to board aircraft carriers. Their mission was to strike the Japanese mainland as a strategic response to the attack on Pearl Harbor. Unfortunately, all but one of the bombers that took part in the raid crash-landed or were lost, and several crew members were captured by the enemy. Years later, the United States military attempted to have one of its most important planes take off and land aboard an aircraft carrier. That plane was the Lockheed U-2 Dragon Lady, a high-altitude biplane capable of penetrating deep into enemy airspace. The U-2 was also considered one of the hardest planes to fly and land. It was very light but boasted a wingspan of over 100 feet to extend its range. It also lacked traditional landing gear, with only two wheels placed in an unstable bicycle arrangement down the fuselage. Despite its already impressive range, having the U-2 operate from an aircraft carrier would essentially allow it to provide surveillance anywhere. The United States might want to investigate. In 1969, tests were performed aboard several different U.S. carriers. Though the takeoffs and landings were successful, the military ended up deeming the operation far too risky given the overall instability of the aircraft. As technology improved and aircraft carrier flight decks grew in size, operating larger planes became much more feasible.
20 left and 30 miles, 900 knots closure.
This proved crucial to the missions of most aircraft carriers, which needed both logistical support and planes that could quickly ferry troops and supplies back to the mainland. One of the first planes to assume this significant role was the Grumman C-2 Greyhound, The C-2 is a twin-engine propeller-driven cargo aircraft intended to carry supplies, mail, and other important equipment from ship to shore or even ship to ship. It's around 56 feet long and boasts a wingspan of just over 80 feet, with a max takeoff weight of 60,000 pounds. It's by no means as big as the C-130. However, its ability to operate so easily from an aircraft carrier flight deck has allowed it to evolve into one of the most elemental planes in the fleet. Benefits of the C-2 is that it was designed with engines very close to the fuselage. This allows the wings to be folded against the aircraft, thus minimizing the amount of space it takes up. In the aircraft carrier hangar bay, this one innovation has helped the C-2 and its later variants to stay in service for nearly 60 years.